Welcome back to Therapy Thursday here on SecretSpool. Today's story digs into the tough truth about loyalty at work and how sometimes losing a job can actually teach you how to protect yourself. When you're fresh out of high school, the world feels like it's finally opening up. You go from being a student, living by bell schedules and grades, to being an adult who's expected to build a future. For me, that transition happened the moment I landed a full-time job at a small startup. It wasn't glamorous. I wasn't changing the world or working for some flashy company, but it felt like the right beginning. The office was small, tight-knit, and everyone treated me as if I belonged, being the youngest there. I expected to feel like an outsider, but instead, I felt encouraged. People shared their knowledge, let me take on real projects, and trusted me with responsibilities that made me feel proud. For the first time, I had a space that felt even safer than home. Work wasn't just about paychecks, it was about purpose. Looking back, those early days almost felt magical. I was eager, hopeful, and willing to do anything to prove myself. Every task, no matter how small, felt like a chance to shine. If I was asked to sort through spreadsheets, I treated it like a puzzle waiting to be solved. If I was asked to help in customer service, I tried to make every conversation meaningful. The company wasn't large, but that gave me a chance to really see how everything worked. I'd shadow people in different departments, asking questions and absorbing every detail. I learned about logistics, about sales calls, about the technical side of things, even when it wasn't part of my role. There were Friday pizza lunches where everyone laughed together, inside jokes about office quirks, and little moments that made it feel like more than just a job. I honestly believed I had found a place where hard work and loyalty could grow into a long-term future. I carried that energy with me every day. I wasn't the type to clock in, do the bare minimum, and rush out the door. I wanted to stand out. I wanted to prove that I was capable of more. I became the person who arrived first and stayed last. If I finished my assignments early, I didn't just scroll my phone. I walked around, asking coworkers what they were working on, learning their processes, absorbing as much as I could. I volunteered for projects outside my role. I stayed late to cover shifts when others couldn't. If there was something new to try, I raised my hand. The company wasn't big, but I knew that by wearing different hats, I was becoming more versatile, more valuable. And it worked. I quickly learned multiple skills. Some were basic, sure, but others made me feel like I was really contributing. My confidence grew as I mastered new tools and tasks. It was exhausting at times, but I told myself it was an investment, one that would pay off when it came time for promotions or raises. I believed loyalty mattered. I thought that by giving so much of myself, the company would give something back. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. I was sitting at home when my phone buzzed. It was a message from my manager. I didn't think much of it, probably a shift update or a reminder. But it wasn't. The text read, "Hey, just so you know, the company is downsizing and your position has been eliminated. You don't need to come in tomorrow. HR will reach out about final pay." That was it. No call, no meeting, not even an email with a goodbye. Just a handful of words on a screen that told me everything I had built there was over. My stomach sank. I sat there in silence, staring at my phone, feeling like the ground had been pulled out from under me. I thought about all the extra hours, the late nights, the times I put work before friends, family, even my own rest. I thought about how I had poured my energy into helping that company grow. And in the end, I was just a name on a list, a number on a spreadsheet, disposable. At first, I honestly thought it might be a mistake. I reread the message over and over, convinced that maybe my manager had sent it to the wrong person. I even checked the time, the sender's name, and my own reflection in the phone screen, trying to make sense of how something so big could be reduced to so little. I thought about calling to ask for an explanation, but what would I even say? Part of me wanted to beg for a chance to stay. Another part of me was too stunned to even form words. That night, I barely slept. My mind replayed every sacrifice I had made for that place. The weekends I skipped out on plans, the holidays where I stayed late to finish something urgent, the hours I spent learning tasks that weren't even mine. All of it condensed into a text message. It was like waking up from a dream. One minute, I believed I was building a future. The next, I realized it had been fragile all along. That moment changed something deep inside me. I wasn't angry, at least not in the way people might expect. I didn't rage at my boss or swear off work forever. Instead, I felt enlightened. A veil had been lifted, and I finally saw the reality for what it was. I had been loyal to a company that saw me as replaceable, and in that realization, I understood a truth that every worker eventually faces. Businesses are not families. No matter how friendly the office feels, no matter how often they talk about team spirit or loyalty, at the end of the day, the relationship is transactional. They pay you for your labor. That's it. So I made a decision. At my next job, I would still work hard. I would still be reliable and professional, but I would stop giving away pieces of myself for free. I wouldn't stay hours after my shift without pay. I wouldn't volunteer endlessly for tasks outside my role. I wouldn't check emails late at night or skip breaks to get ahead. I would still give my best during my scheduled hours. But when the clock stopped, so would I. It wasn't laziness. It was self-respect. Because here's the truth, no matter how much heart you pour into a job, it doesn't guarantee stability. Your worth isn't defined by how many unpaid hours you log. Your worth is defined by you and how you choose to protect your time and energy. And in a strange way, losing that job gave me something priceless. It gave me boundaries. I now understand that working smarter, not harder, is what keeps you healthy. That loyalty should be reserved for people who earn it, not for companies that view you as expendable. That self-respect is more powerful than any pat on the back from a boss. If I had never been let go, maybe I would still be giving everything to a workplace that would never give it back. Maybe I would still believe that going the extra mile was the key to success. Instead, I see the truth now. I know how to separate my identity from my job. I know that my life is bigger than any role or paycheck. And honestly, that's freedom. In the days that followed, the silence hit harder than I expected. I didn't have anywhere to be in the morning, no teammates to check in with, no projects waiting for me. At first, it felt like I had lost a piece of my identity. I kept refreshing my email, half expecting some kind of apology, some explanation, or at least a thank you. But nothing came. Instead, I turned to my friends and family. They reminded me that my worth wasn't tied to that company, and they shared their own stories of layoffs, broken promises, and sudden changes. It opened my eyes. I wasn't alone in this. What happened to me wasn't unusual. It was part of the modern workplace. That realization was strangely empowering. I began to think about what I wanted my next chapter to look like. I promised myself I'd never let a job blur the line between professional and personal life again. I'd still work hard, but I'd also guard my time, my energy, and my sense of self. Losing that job hurt, but it gave me something far more valuable: the strength to say no when my well-being is on the line, and the courage to protect my own future. When I look back now, I realize that losing that job wasn't the end of something. It was the beginning of a healthier relationship with work. The pain I felt in that moment forced me to step back and think about what I truly wanted out of life. Did I want to keep giving away my evenings, weekends, and energy to companies that saw me as replaceable? Or did I want to start valuing myself the way I deserve to be valued? That's when I started drawing lines in the sand. I promised myself I'd never again let my identity depend on my job title. Work would be a part of my life, but never the definition of it. I'd still put in effort, but I'd also put effort into the things that really last: relationships, health, passions, and self-respect. Because here's the truth, jobs will come and go, but who you are outside of work is what stays. That's where the real security is. Thanks for listening to today's Therapy Thursday. Remember, a job is just a job. Your time and your peace of mind are worth protecting, no matter what promises a company makes. If this story hit home, drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories every week. Until then, take care of yourself first.